Welcome back to Beers and Breakevens, heading into round one. Very, very exciting. I got off a plane a couple of hours ago from Vegas, so your boy is white-knuckling it and hanging on for dear fucking life. We've got Maddie in today. Hey, did you edit out that chat we had before about Timmy saying he's the greatest host of Bloke in a Bar in its history?
And
that Kempy fucking sucks and that he has to remain as the number one?
Yeah, I didn't think we should leave that in. But,
you took it out?
I took it out, but I've still got the recording. But
yeah, because some of that stuff I thought it was really harsh. What he said. It was a bit rough. How are you, mate?
I'm well, mate. Yeah. As the number one NRL podcast host in the country, I'm pretty up and about.
Now, I hate giving you a compliment. Fucking despise giving you a compliment.
Should be good.
But my boy hit a 6 on Monday. Very good.
Thanks, mate.
And the comments reflect it, which I love to see.
Thanks, boys. I appreciate that.
Are you right if I?
Yeah, you can do it, mate. Yeah, you're on notice, is all I'll say. And I mean,
might get you to sign my bald head.
I'm not one to toot my own horn, mate, but it was also a flu pod. I've been
flu pod, yeah.
I've been battling the flu all weekend into this one, so I'm sure I probably won't cough much on this show. But so just add like another layer of controversy to it. Just push through.
I love that. Very good. I'm over the moon to hear that.
Thanks,
now, as I said, I just got back from Vegas. When I was in Vegas, I caught up with the one and only Tony Hayek, who is the head honcho, the owner, the founder, the captain, maybe the coach too, of Blue Wealth Property, who are back on board for season 2025. They've put up $5,000 for our SuperCoach comp, so make sure you all go and join. The code is on the screen here, or here, wherever Matthew puts it. We'll wait and see. And the code is, Timothy?
Yes, well, some call Tony the guru of finance.
Oh, fuck off. There's only one guru around here and he knows it.
The code is 968952.
968952. Go plug that into your apps. Come and join. $5,000 up for grabs, courtesy of our friends at Blue Wealth Property. I'll tell you what, Tony was enjoying himself in Vegas. He was at the Fan Fest. He was getting stuck in. He was crossing the bridge with the Bulldogs fans on their march over. He was in his element just quietly.
I'd be surprised if I think the only thing that'll get Tony home, aside from his lovely wife, of course, but is the Bulldogs themselves. If the Bulldogs weren't playing again for another year, I don't reckon he'd come home after that. Like the Golden Point win, holy hell, they'd have been up and about that family.
Yes, they were well and truly enjoying themselves. I also had the pleasure of catching up with Morts as well. I haven't seen him in a little while. So, it was a bit of a Beers and Breakevens catch-up over in Las Vegas. We're very sad not to have you over there this year, mate.
Yes, well, mate.
Vegas wasn't, but we were.
Some of us had to stay on Australian soil and keep the economy running, so happy to have done that for you.
Some of us had to stay home and host the greatest episode of Bloke in a Bar in its
history. Right, yes. Well, I mean, someone had to carry it. You lot were all over there carrying on.
I did
you carry
on a little bit.
Did you carry on?
A little bit. I had one night where we had a good betting plunge and drinking plunge, and I had a bit of a...
Speaking of your betting
Mick
plunge...
Crocker, yeah.
This unit's crap.
What do you mean?
You referring to your night at the Cash and you're referring to how you went to the punters how you went in units.
Yeah,
honestly, that's so weird.
Oh, okay. Well, can someone let's put some brain cells together for a split second. All my podcasts finish with gamble responsibly, Timmy, which is why you've got to talk in units. And by the way, could you is there a bigger wanker than the person that tells you exactly how much they're actually betting? It is not a good fucking look. I'll give you the hot tip. We had a big night out. I'm not really willing to admit how much I lost the other night. It wasn't overly pretty. I had planned for that night with Rigney for 6 months. We'd saved up for it, and it went worse than I ever could have imagined. So, yeah, my wife doesn't know how units work either, and that's a fantastic fucking result.
Very fair.
When you posted that video, I had a few people ask me how much a unit is for you, and I replied, I actually don't know.
Yeah,
but it was a popular question.
Yes, well, that's how we do about even in units. So I thought there'd be a bit more of an understanding of it, but still, I'm glad there wasn't an understanding of it because it wasn't great. It wasn't great. Know that. We had a great evening, me and Rigney. But yeah, it was pretty tough going on that front.
I knew you were in for a big one when you posted the story of you walking down the corridor with your sunnies on in the middle of the night.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, we were ready to rock and roll. That was a big evening. Are we? Anything else we want to throw in? Anything else happening? Anything else? Anything else?
Nah, I'm good.
Nah. All right, Timothy. Should we get into some team list news?
Let's do it.
Okay, so big news at the Melbourne Storm. The first game, the Storm and the Parramatta Eels, coming to you from Amy Park on Thursday, 8 p.m. Probably the biggest thing to come out of this game is Nick Meaney moves to the wing, which means that Moses Leo gets his opportunity in the centres. We know there's a bit of an uptick for centres in Supercoach this year. Timothy, does that make Moses Leo a must-have guy? What are your thoughts?
I mean, must have, no. He was not great in the trial.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's still going to be some.
I also didn't think he was great last year as a whole when he did play as well, but they seem to have big raps on him down there.
And they have no depth.
Yep.
They've got his young fullback, isn't he, that played outside
Hugo
backs.
Peel?
Yeah.
Yep. Well, he's not even playing fullback in reserve grade. He's playing on the wing. So,
Yeah, so there you go. He's probably next in line. And the news of Zach Lomax evidently not coming to the club anytime soon, it seems. I think Leo, job security's good, right? Like,
okay, if must-have was 100, avoid was a 0, where do you have him sitting on the how many units is he worth?
I see what you're trying to do here, but it's a hard scale to use because it's more about how many cheapies we have available. So, like, say we had no CT dub cheapies, he'd be at 100.
Yeah.
Like, you just have him.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of good options. And then, yet, like, to complicate it more, we think there are a lot of players undervalued centres, namely, to start the season for the new stats. So it's just a tricky one. But I suppose it's as simple as this. In the CT dub cheapie rankings, are you looking to start him or not? Because I'm looking at getting him into my team at the expense of a gun that I have. I'm not thrilled about it, but like I currently in my immediate CT dub, there's off the top of my head, I think 5 really good cheapie prospects. I've got 3 of them. I'm thinking that the reality is by round 3, one of the 2 that I don't have, I'm probably going to be buying.
Yep.
So just start with one of them, and if I get it wrong, I'll flip it to the other bloke.
Yep. Very fair call.
Do you have him?
I do at the moment, I think. I think I put him in tonight to be able to free up spots elsewhere.
Yeah.
We'll get to it. Now, the Melbourne Storm back row, grand final day. Ellie Katoa, Sean Blaw, Trent Leroux heading into round 1. It is Joe Chan and Lasardi on the edges and Alec McDonald in jersey 13. Obviously, Trent Leroux is due back round 2 or so. But, yeah, Sean Blaw, I'm getting weird optics around this Sean Blaw stuff. They're not saying anything. I'm hearing an injury. I think there's like, is there a suspension for a game or 2?
Yeah, I don't know if there's a suspension, but there's that charge hanging over him as well.
Yeah, right, okay.
But there's been no details about it.
Fucking weird. Yeah, it's a weird little vibe there. I've heard that Joe Chan's going to be on the right edge, Lasardi on the left for this game. What that means for the future, I don't quite know. If I'd heard that Lasardi was on the right, I'd be locking him in straight away. Just that he's on the left just worries me a little bit. Where are you sitting on this one, Timbo?
I think it's that uncertainty and the weirdness around Blaw and the lingering whatever the hell's going on.
Yeah.
Won't use words that'll get us into trouble.
Yes.
For being, anyway, I've said too much already.
Dig up, stupid.
The thing with Lasardi is I think job security I think he plays big minutes this week, potentially 80 and scores really well. Worst case, I guess, he's Blaw back next week and Lasardi, I would think he would move to lock, but maybe he goes to the bench. But he's a bloody good player. I think he's going to be a bit of a PPM beast in Supercoach with a bit of attacking upside. I just think there's every chance he plays the next 2 weeks, 65 to 80 minutes or 60 to 80 minutes at 269K. And then by round 3, Loiero's back, he'll start at lock, but Lasardi could win an edge back row spot over Chan. Worst case, he comes off the bench. I still think he gets decent minutes in this pack. So I like Lasardi.
Can I make it even harder for you?
Sure.
Look at their bench. Tyrant Wishart, sweet. They've got Tui Kamakamitha and Davey Miley who are out and out middles. Now, Preston Conn, he's an edge back rower. And Cooper Clark, I've always thought he's a middle, but Melbourne have played him on an edge in both trials. So I don't know who's going to be the loser out of these two back rowers, but if Cooper Clark or Preston Conn comes on for one of them, it could even get even more complicated, realistically.
It could. What I will say is we're going to get to a bunch of people in the next, 10, 15 minutes, the likes of a Jacob Laban, the likes of a Noah Martin, these cheapie tourists that have been named. And, we spoke about it on Playbook that say you do go like a Lasardi or any of these guys, it's a pretty easy move if you get it wrong, which takes a bit of stress out of it, I think. And then there's also a bunch of two-off mid-rangers who have struck gold early. Trey Mooney, Helam Lukey, for not owners of these sorts of guys. I think there's going to be easy enough moves to make. It's not like there's no other options if it goes wrong. So I think I'll have Lasardi in my team and I'll probably play him in round 1.
Nice. Okay, Parramatta. Probably the big news as far as their backline goes. Sean Russell moves to the wing. Josh Adokar out for the first few weeks. So Brian Kelly does get his opportunity in the centres. Outside of that, no huge shocks with this team list. Jack Williams on the edge like he was in the trial. Kelmer's in jersey 18, so we'll see if he gets on the field or not. Any thoughts here, Timbo?
Yeah, I mean, probably Jermaine Hopgood's attracted a fair bit of interest.
Yeah.
Pardon me. I don't know. He averaged, I think, I'll get it up, but mid 50 minutes last year. I know he had back injuries. I know he's a gun. I'd obviously prefer to have seen him named at lock.
I'm exactly the same.
Just for minutes. I'm like, 15 minutes per game last year. Spent time at hooker a little bit, played through a bit of injury. So I think there'll be an uptick, but he could also play 50 minutes.
Yes, exactly right. Yeah, I want to see him play good minutes before I'm buying into Jermaine. So, and I think there's a lot of other good options out there. If you miss Trey Mooney, I can understand if you're maybe a little bit jumping at him, but yeah.
If he's stacked with good buys of all levels, front row is some decent enough buys, his dual position. So, like a million different people, he's one that we could be going a must-have by round 3, but I need to see the minutes and the output first.
Yeah. Now, I just want to also point something out and just give a quick middle finger to Tim, as I like to do. But I got off the plane this morning and I've been pushing through. I've been feeling okay, and I felt unreal when we started the episode. And then 5 seconds before we started, he's like, geez, you're really, you're running on petrol. Since then, I've just got this unbelievable urge to fucking yawn. I think you really jinxed me.
I did.
I think you really fucked me there. I just want you to know that, okay?
I'm pleased, and I mean...
So if you come to me on YouTube and people think I've been crying, I've been holding in a yawn, just fighting the will.
I don't know why you're battling. You slept for 14 hours in business class, mate.
Fuck You're a dickhead. I'll tell you what, I'm glad I didn't get upgraded to business because it was all the Bulldogs and the Knights in there. It would have been a fucking zoo in the front there.
If you could sit next to one of them, who would it have been?
Probably would have been Phoenix. Fucking absolutely loving the stuff he's doing at the moment. Shout out to YouTubers who will get that one.
Jeez, the Knights won you over there, didn't they?
Did.
Oh my!
They really did.
The amount of messages. Do I start Lucas? Do I start Phoenix? Do I start Kayla? I'm like,
none of them let me down.
As I watch your socials, and I'm like, because you just interviewed him.
Well, that was actually before that, believe it or not. But I drafted Phoenix, so I was always high on him. You know, I love Dill Lucas. The one I'm disappointed is that I should have listened to KP because he looked unreal. Anyway, I can't remember where I was, but let's move to the Warriors and the Roosters. 6 p.m. from Go Media for the Wars. Leia Tower, Pompey in the centres. Chanel Harris-Tavita returns at 5'8". Still no sign of Mitchie Barnett. So Jackson Ford in the front row. The big news is on the edge from a Supercoach point of view. Jacob Laban. We've heard these rumours for weeks. I think he's at around about, is he 399K or is he 299K?
299.
299. That's a big difference. What are you thinking here, Timmy? You got Lecker sitting on the bench. I think it's wild how far Laban's come in a short amount of time to get that spot. It's just, I don't know,
I don't feel good.
I feel uneasy about it. I feel like it's a trap.
I feel like I'd be happy to buy him in round 3 if he plays 65 to 80 minutes and gets through his work and finds some attack. Doesn't even have to find attack. And he looks like he's won a big minute role. But I also think there's every chance that by round 2 or 3, he's off the bench playing 30 minutes and you just not stuck with him, but it's a forced trade. Again, there are so many of these ones. I just need to see it. I'm like, it could be perfect, but yeah.
A year ago last week, the Warriors were in Las Vegas and they didn't take Laban with them.
Yeah.
25 men. I don't know. It just feels like a bit of a trap to me, but each to their own on that one. Outside of that, Tainsville Picky's obviously been named on the 6-man bench. I would love, Timbo, if we can see him play 3 weeks coming off the bench, maybe get on for a few minutes, lose a bit of Bicky, then we trade him into the CTW in 3 weeks' time if he gets a start. I think he will be the fullback within 5 or 6 weeks.
No, there's so many of these players, isn't there, that you just like, you see them named on benches and they're going to play limited minutes. You go, gee, they're going to be tantalisingly cheap pretty soon. I mean, Lecker's one of them, right?
Yep, 100%.
Lecker could be a starting 65 to 80 minute back rower by around 6 or 7 at like a 200k discount. And yeah, Torpicky is one of them.
When we have a look at the Roosters lineup, backline as we anticipated, when we get into the forward pack, obviously Benaya's been named at hooker, which I guess we kind of expected. We've got Nat Butcher lining up on the right edge and Blake Steep winning jersey 13. Did really well in the All-Stars, played in their trial the other day. I mean, you know, sometimes like you watch trials and you see guys in certain spots and I'm like, it won't be like that when we actually get there. In hindsight, the Blake Steep stuff kind of makes sense to me.
Yeah, they're an interesting watch, the Roosters pack. I think Angus Crichton's the only one I'm willing to touch. Like, I feel like we're this every year with the Roosters, right? Because they have so much depth.
Yep.
And they do it all the time. And, you know, we've spoken about it time and time again, but one week someone will play on the edge, then they'll play the middle, and then they'll be whatever. Like, you never know with Robbo and the minutes watch. I mean, you look at your boy, Suil Wong, who's off the bench. Connor Watson's off the bench. You know, Victor Radley's due back, not too late, not too deep into the season. I just want to see how it all plays out, right? And then if Reece Robson comes back, Connor Watson spends more time in the middle. So,
yep.
Big watch, but I couldn't touch anyone except Crichton.
Mate, can I ask you, at the moment, 24,000 super coaches out there own Cody Ramsey, centre wing / fullback, dual position, 201k, named on that extended bench. Anyone that does, you'd have to take him out of your side, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Freaking oath.
It's a lot of fucking people, 24,000.
Well, was I speaking to you recently or one of you boys, but is he like backup fullback to
Yeah,
Teddy?
he is. Yeah. They reckon he's flying. They reckon he's had a really good preseason
Which is
with them.
awesome, but
Yeah,
Supercoach
great story,
wise,
but wild.
not until he's starting.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you are one of those people that maybe you thought he was further away than he was for the dual position that you like, I would make a move on that because that'll kick you in the dick at some point. Friday, 8 p.m, Bronx, defending premiers, Panthers, 4-time premiers. Going to be a cracker. As far as the Broncos go, Jack Goss on the edge, but we knew that was coming. Ben Hunt on the bench, same as the World Club Challenge the other day. Outside of that, nothing really to talk about. Penny Panthers, backline as anticipated. We've got Scotty Sorensen on the left edge, Luke Garner on the right, I assume, with Liam Martin out. I guess the talking point there is Isaiah Papali'i stays on the bench. The other thing I think is interesting, Timmy, the way that I read this bench, Jack Cogger will be the utility. Patea and Papali'i will play through the middle. Then there's Jenkins and Freddie Lussick. I don't think you're going to use Freddie Lussick and Cogger. So I assume Kalani all going to plan, is going to get some minutes there. I don't know how many that is, but another guy that's a number of people out there own him.
Cut ties with Kaylani going.
Yeah, I think you have to. He's got 9 minutes written all over him.
He's the 6-man bench AE nightmare.
Yeah.
Especially because he's so versatile. He'll probably be there most weeks. And there'll be weeks where Penrith are out to a good lead and they'll throw him on for 15. Like, he's just... There might be a time this year where he's relevant, but it'll take injuries. Cut ties with him.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of a trapperella waiting for you guys out there. Mate, there's nothing else in that game really, is there?
Other than I almost guarantee Gajewski's going to score a try this week and people are going to flock to him and then he'll get benched or score like 20 points in 80 minutes. So I look forward to that.
Didn't that exact thing happen last year? Did he score
It
against
also
the
happened
Roosters?
9 times before that.
Yes, yeah.
It happens every time he comes into first grade.
Yep.
Is he running at Blaze or Nath? He'll get Nath, won't he?
Nath, yeah.
Yeah.
So, nothing to touch, mate. Other than, the Isaiah Papali'i, who people had their eye on, but says to me, Papali'i through the middle and then Liam Martin will return round 2-3, whenever it might be, and slot in on the edge with Sorensen Garner to the bench.
Sharks, Titans, 5:30 Saturday at the very well-known Ocean Protect Stadium. For the Sharkies, Sam Stonestreet has won that wing spot as expected. Tommy Hazelton starts in the front row. Britton Nicola is on one edge. Billy Burns will be on the left edge. No sign of Teague Wilton just yet. Our boy Jesse Colquhoun in jersey 13. As far as the bench goes, Talakai, Rudolph, Kofusi, Uele, Puru, and Valia's their last guy there. What do you take away from this Sharkies side, mate? Just good news on Colquhoun, I guess.
Yeah, so Vailea, he's a centre wing?
Yep.
It's a lot of forwards on the bench, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a fuckload of forwards. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it makes me a bit nervous for Colquhoun, but look, he's also 330k. I'm not buying him at 550 and hoping for 70 minutes, so... Yeah, a lot of forwards. Loves his forward bench hold, Fitzy.
Yeah, but I walk away from last year, what Colquhoun did in the finals, and he's just signed a 4-year deal,
Yeah.
I think.
They
I
like
feel
him.
okay with it. Yeah, I couldn't see it 6 or 8 weeks ago. Then when you spoke about it, I'm around him now. I think he's a must sort of
Yeah.
guy. Titans, Keeney at fullback. We've got the debutant, Fiamani, I believe it's pronounced. Sorry if I've got that wrong, on the wing. Obviously, very good cheapie there. How are you feeling about his job security and whatnot, mate?
I was a little nervous about it, but then literally just through the Playbook podcast, we were sort of talking about the lack of depth they have.
Like De Groot's the next man up.
Yeah, what? Like I thought they...
Surely you're not going to debut a kid and drop him within 3 weeks too.
I thought they had one more decent bloke there, and that's not enough on De Groot. He's just more of a fullback who can play wing. It's like Max Feeney starting at centre. Yeah, I think job security is at least it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's in my side as it stands right now. Outside of that, Lockie Elias jumps in at halfback. No Jaden Campbell. Sort of makes halfback, not boring, but I think it'll push a lot of people to Nath Cleary or Sam Walker, one of those two. Have you got one of those two? One of them? Okay.
Who have you got?
I've had
Nath.
Nath the whole way through. Nath.
Locked in on Nath.
Nath. Great name. Mo Fodawaker and Tino in the front row. Number 11. We all expected it to be Josh Paxton. Arama Howe has jumped into that spot, trialled really well. Really interesting story. I believe he, 2 years ago, Mal Meninga sent him over to play for like Featherston or some shit for a year or two, and now he's come back to the NRL doing pretty well. What price is he at, Himothy? Was he a 270 sort of guy? HAU
235.
235.
Front row
okay.
forward only. I would imagine he probably gets a jewel this week. They will add some jewels. Yeah, I mean...
Are they adding the jewel before the footy?
They will add a few jewels based on team list, yes.
Did they add any in last week for Vegas?
No. So I think they'll be and I'm only guessing, but Simi Sasangi probably gets dual CT dub 2RF because he's named at centre.
But my question was, will they do it before Thursday 8 p.m?
Yes, it'll be I assume they're probably doing it as we speak.
Right, okay.
Does Sasangi get it for just being named at centre? He automatically gets it?
Maxi Bryden reckons he has to because he's named there, but Maxi Bryden talks a lot of shit, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I reckon Simi Sasangi deserves to be centre.
Yeah, so sorry, I guess more so my question is is it if you get named there for round one, do you automatically get it? Or
Yeah,
do you still...
I'm honestly not sure.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if they know. Everything's very subjective.
Yes. Outside of that, we then get to the Titans bench. Probably the only guy worth talking about here is Cooper Bye in jersey 17. A lot of forwards on that bench.
How do you feel
there.
about your buy now?
I was really hoping, and I still think eventually he'll get jersey 13. I think I'm going to own him at some point this year, but I have gone away from him as it stands right now. I'm looking at other options.
He will be, pardon the world's worst pun, a buy at some point.
Yes.
But I didn't have him anyway, just because he's so young. He's 18 still, isn't he, or 19 or something. I suspect, again, with all those forwards on the bench, probably ease him in at least a little bit. He'll be a pickup, but once again, I just need to see the minutes.
Yes. Yep. Very fair.
Could you entertain Howe or not?
I need to do a bit of research. I need to watch some highlights, I think.
Yeah.
I just don't know too much about him. I know. I thought in the trial the other day he looked really good.
He played 7 games last year, but again, he never played more than 17 minutes, so it's how much can you really take from it? Not
I
much.
also. So who's on the bench? Moran won't play on the edge. Simpkins won't play on the edge. Cleese Haas can play on the edge. Cooper Bye can, yeah.
So last year he played. You know one of the great gripes I have?
Tell me.
I will. NRL,
I had a feeling you might have anyway.
NRL.com and like QRL, all that sort of stuff, New South Wales Cup.
Yep.
As soon as like the new year ticks over, you can see like their summary of their year.
I agree.
I hate
with you.
it.
But
You should be able to click on the
can't
year and
look
it
at-
should be a drop down.
Oh
the
my
information's
God.
already there. Just fucking save
It's
it.
there, and
It's
we
the
can't
worst
look
ever.
into it. So I want to go in now to his 19 games last year, won 6, lost 13. He had 7 line breaks. I'm like, I don't know how many minutes he played. I don't know, did he do all this in 30 minutes per game or 80 minutes per game? It's like, it can't be that hard, guys. Anyway.
Yeah. No, it's one of the bigger problems in our game, Timothy, that we really need to stamp out.
There's some big ones, but that's up there. Anyway, he had, in 19 games, he had 7 line breaks, 29 offloads. That's not bad.
It's really impressive if he played like 5 minutes per game.
Oh, it'd be huge
Less if
if
he
averaged
played
5
80.
minutes
We'll
per
never
game.
know.
No.
Okay, next game, Manly, Raiders, Jamal Fogarty Cup. Raiders, Manly, sorry, fuck a duck. I mean, this side's pretty much what we expected, right, Timmy? No, I mean, Turbo's in, great to see. Olakwatu's in, Gerbo's in, Joey Walsh is in the 14. I think he'll be the 6 within, I'm going to say 7 weeks. I reckon they'll make a move there, but
Brooks
I don't know.
into a sort of 9 role.
Yeah, potentially, or just
bench.
not in the side, maybe. Maybe bench, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know about you boys, but I'm very worried about Manly this year. I think they're going to need Walsh sooner rather than later.
You're
Mate-
also saying the young front row's out?
Yeah, well, he hasn't been named in first grade. He also hasn't been named in New South Wales Cup. And Jersey 22, Paul Bryan's a front rower, so I assume he's injured,
must be
but I haven't
injured.
heard anything. Mate, is there anything to talk about with Manly?
Nah,
Paseka, I guess.
Paseka starting's the only one, but again, they're so light in the middle. I'm like kind of not surprised. Like I've got Paseka in my team, just warming the bench. I do not anticipate having to play him anytime soon, but I mean their team's as expected.
For the Raiders, Ricky, that axe has got a sharpening and a workout today. Simi Sasungi wins the centre spot over international Matty Timoko. Wild, but Simi Sasungi, do you remember a couple of years ago when I had him on my bench?
Yeah,
It was
I
a
do.
bit of a piss joke and a laugh. But
No,
now,
it wasn't a piss joke and a laugh. You bought him in through the origin period because he was like, he'd had a good game.
No, I mean like it was a joke for us. Like it was a
sure,
running
yeah,
joke
yeah,
about Simi Sasungi. But
Yeah,
now
yeah.
I'm like, oh, you might be the best second rower not named Hudson Young. I have no doubt whatsoever he'll brain it at centre.
Yeah.
It'll look awkward as shit. He will look slower than the other guys, but I have no doubt whatsoever he'll do well.
Mate, he
there.
brained it at centre last year when he got a fair few opportunities there with injuries.
Yeah, he is a unique little cat, Simi.
Didn't he play the finals game there?
At 5'8", he played 5'8",
Oh,
he played
Fowler's
Ethan
5'8".
Strange, and he killed it. Absolutely
That's
killed
right.
it. He took an intercept. He scored up an intercept from memory. He did it all. Fucking wild.
Yeah.
He's a
Sanders
good
at
player.
halfback as expected. Worth noting, Kobe Black named in reserve grade. Something to keep an eye on. But I still think Sanders is good for the next few weeks at minimum.
Yeah.
Noah Martin has been named on the edge. Now, Nicholson has been named in jersey 20. He's on the extended bench with Matty Timoko and Owen Paddy. Worth noting, all 3 of those guys have been named to start in New South Wales Cup. So, reading between the lines, I don't know if Matty Nicholson is just starting in reserve grade to warm up that shoulder. If you were going to do that, would you not just bring him off the fucking bench in first grade? I worry a lot about Noah Martin's job security, mate.
Yeah, I won't be touching him until round 3. But the other one you had in there, like, surely the Timoko dropping, the Paddy dropping, all this, it's nothing more than a minor premiership last year, guys. Classic, good coaching tactic of give him a rocket up the backside, no complacency, no one is safe.
Yep.
And that's immediately what he's done with these selections, in my opinion. And I just think Timoko and Paddy will be back there before you know it. And, yeah, I like... You mentioned Nicholson, you mentioned Hosking, who aren't starting on that edge because of Martin. Sasungi's the other one.
Yeah.
He's probably going to go out to the bench at some point. So, look, I will need to see 2 weeks of Noah Martin playing big minutes and get named there in round 3 with a very low break even to even consider. Cup player of the New South Wales Cup team of the year, I believe, last year. Noah Martin. Anyway, 19 games, 15 tries, 19 line breaks, which is absurd for back rower. Good numbers. So, yeah, he'll be a goer. I'm not doing it from round one.
Very fair. Okay, let's move to the final game of the week, the Wayne Bennett Cup, the Finn and the Rabbitohs. For the Dolphins, as expected, Hamiso at fullback, Jake Averillo in the centres, Tom Gilbert named in the front row, Flegler named to start. I probably didn't see this coming, and when I look at that bench, Schneider, Keeley, Felice Kafusi, Trey Fuller, Sebastian Sewer and Brent Wolfe, I absolutely love it for Tommy Flegler.
They went from having the greatest depth of all time to where'd everyone go.
Yeah, well, there's still a lot of guys come back into this side.
Yeah, for sure.
You've got Dan Saifidi and Plath. Plath's actually playing Queensland Cup this week, so I imagine he'll be back.
Is?
Yeah, he's been named in Q Cup
shit.
apparently, I'm pretty sure. Maddie, can you check that? But I'm pretty sure, I assume he's playing for the Dolphins, but I have no fucking idea. Yeah, he's been named in Q Cup apparently, Maxi Plath.
Do you know what team he plays for in Q?
I reckon it's probably the Dolphins, but who are their feeders? I think it's North Devils.
I'll have a look around.
Dolphins, yeah. They've still got Dan Saifidi to come back in. I think there's another one there somewhere that I'm forgetting. Oh, Jeremy Marshall King eventually as
off
well.
the bench for the Dolphins Cup.
Yeah, Max
okay.
Black is playing Q Cup on the bench.
Thanks, Echo.
Bit of a fall from grace, isn't it?
Huge fall from Grace.
Starting lock to Cup bench.
He's not even. There's another Plath playing for that team as well.
It's his brother.
Wow, so his brother's
He was at
starting.
South last year.
His brother's starting.
Is he? That's mad. Watch Max Plath go from reserve grade bench round 1 to Origin this year.
Wow,
One of the great
Carl
stories.
Olawapu's playing that game.
Yeah, it's his first game back.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a
to
good
see.
story.
Circling back to Supercoach, Tom Flegler. So I reluctantly had to bring him in with the cheese news last week. Needed to move him up to Reid Marnie. Needed Muller. When Toby Couchman down to him, which I'm okay with. Couchman scored well, 72 points, but that was with an extra 10 minutes, which is substantial. So probably would have been early 60s. But I wasn't thrilled about Tommy Flegler, and I was keen to see team list, and he wasn't locked into my team. But see him starting now with a bench that, as you said, Roo, like Kafusi will play some minutes in the middle. Keeley will probably play minutes on an edge, maybe a middle, but I think it's good minutes for Flegler, and all of a sudden he is far more appealing.
Yeah, he's heaps appealing. It's the first time I've owned him today, and I think I'll be running with him. The Bunnies. Backline as we expected. The big news here is Ewan Aitken jumping into the side over Tallis Duncan. I don't know about you boys, but that one shocked me to my core. Maddie, any thoughts?
It didn't shock me to my core. It definitely shocked me. But every time, like I was resigned to the fact last year that Ewan Aitken's an 80-minute back rower and that's it. Like he was really good last year. Did I expect him to get that spot over Tallis Duncan? No, but I don't know. I'm not that surprised.
Well, I was surprised, but like he played 80 minutes in all his games that he played last year, barring a sin bin and I think a HIA. He's such a good footballer.
Yeah.
And I think everyone kind of just expected Tallis Duncan, but I said to Matty earlier, but not a bad problem to have.
The big question is, and we discussed it off air, is what's his role going to be? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm imagining he will just play as a mid. And when I think about it, I don't mind him as a middle because I think he's going to fucking terrorise them. Like mate, the way that he was running in the trials was like, I know none of you can tackle me sort of vibes.
Imagine Cam Murray coming off and Tallis Duncan comes on.
That's where, it's hectic.
I suspect he's kind of like one of them guys, Ewan Aitken, where I'll be like, Matty, if you play him, you almost just play him 80 minutes. And I feel like maybe Tallis Duncan will come on and probably spell David Fafita for a bit and then shift to a middle, or come in and spell a middle and then spend some time on the edge.
Yep.
And Fafita plays 60, 65. Fascinating watch, though.
Geez, you'd be feeling good if you were Ashton Ward defending on that edge. You and Aitken inside, you Jack White and outside you.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yep.
Outside of that, we've obviously got Bronson Garlick of Pie Empire fame at hooker. Mamazelis comes off the bench as we expected. Anything else there, Timbo, that catches your eye?
Nah, nothing there, mate.
Sound the Trell mid alarm gets the match up against Jake Averillo this week. 240 any timer. Gamble responsibly.
Throwing a few units on it.
I will chuck a few units on there. I can't believe you of all people doesn't get units. I'm very disappointed in
We
you.
are on the Halfback podcast.
Yeah.
My new co-host, Matthew Buxton.
He's on it.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand units.
No, I understand units, just not in the context of being at the Cas.
It's the same thing. It's how much you're betting.
We work on ROIs, mate, return on investment. So it's a percentage. So if you double your money, you're up 200%.
Okay, would it have been better if I did it
100%.
as a percent at the casino? Would that have made more sense?
Yeah, freaking oath.
Yeah, because you know what you do? Units are divided by 100, you dumb shits. It's the same as a percentage.
Yeah, it still sounds shit though.
Oh, you two are fucking morons.
I'll have you know as well, we're off to an absolute steamer of a start, the boys.
Yeah.
How'd you go,
both
man?
green.
Good week one or?
What do we get?
Guru's down $60 at the casino.
I wish I was so good. It's $100, you fucking idiot. It's one. Anyway, I'm done with this shit. This is out of hand now. Are we done? Is that team list done?
At least we've woken you up.
Fucking insanity. Okay, we're going to go through our teams as they stand right now and go through our players that we actually locked in from Las Vegas. We're going to include you in this, Matthew. We're going to start at hooker. I locked in Phoenix Crossland. I just liked him at the price. He obviously got a little help the other night when Fletcher Sharp went down injured, but I still think Phoenix was going to play pretty big minutes because he was going to play lock. At 381K, I liked him. He kicked a 40-20 as well, so that helped him get to 62. I'm expecting Phoenix to be more of like a 50-point player per game than a 60 realistically, but I'm pretty happy with that start. Timbo, do you have any hookers?
A good start. I don't love the play, but the beauty of the cheap nines, mate, is you just need him to jag the odd early attack like that. He might throw a forward over for a little try assist, line assist, and you just need something little from him. And I actually end up I was tossing up between Bailey Hayward and Reed Marnie. And the funny thing about all these cheap nines that we were speaking about, they all scored pretty similarly.
Yes.
Marnie ended up on 52, which is solid. And again, he was basically all work rate, 47 tackles, had a forced drop out. But again, just if you can just jag a little try assist or something in there, that all of a sudden becomes, your 70 odd and not a bloke I want to hold long term.
Yep.
I'll be turning him into Blake Brayley. You know what my plan is? It's to go Reed Marnie down to Cheese about round 6-7 or whenever Cheese is set for his first price change.
Yeah. So you started with Reed, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think the biggest takeaway from Reed is that Sonny Luke didn't get on the field. I know Todd Payton said it, but it's, I was in the market of I'll believe it when I say it.
Yeah, I will add, though, they used 2 subs on Drinky.
Yeah, that's fair,
The
actually.
second that happened...
They lost
Sonny
Tom
was
McHaley too, didn't they?
Yeah, the second Drinky went bang, bang. They were never playing Sonny Luke, I don't think.
Yeah.
I still expect him to get his 80, but... Yeah, that's the question mark, right?
Who'd you go at hooker, Matty?
I went Reed Marnie. I just think, I know the Cowboys, I don't rate them this year at all, but they're going to attack better than they attacked in Vegas. And I just think a lot of it will come off the back of him. And yeah, he's going to play 80. Well, he's playing 80 minutes at the moment. So yeah, that's why I went Reed.
Very fair. Front row forwards, I locked in Trey Mooney. He scored a quiet 94, which I was over the moon with. I assume we've all got Trey.
Yep.
I assume we've all got Trey.
No, I don't have Trey.
Oh no.
Shit new stat system.
Oh no. Oh no. Me and Matty are over the moony. What about you, mate?
You know what? I'm not buying him next
Over
week
the
either.
moon.
So
Thanks,
screw ya.
Matty. I think he's a bit too upset to take that one in. Do you regret not getting Trey Mooney? Be honest. We'll be kind. It's an honest circle. We're all friends here.
As it stands right now, I wish I had Trey Mooney.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
However, he was a shit. I'm not going to say shit try. Actually, it was actually a really good try. Like the big fella backing up and supporting at a big moment of the game. It was brilliant from him. He had it was all going to plan in terms of. Also, I never thought he was a bad buy. I was interested in him. I was just there are other players.
I don't think I ever
in.
accused you of thinking it was a bad guy.
Yeah.
It's noisy over there.
He only got the 49 mintes, which is the big one.
Yes, fair.
And that's where I'm kind of like, that's fine. That's only a few more minutes than the average. I think it was 45 last year. Got through his work, was going well. And then when he had that try under the new system, he got a freaking line break.
So
for it
he
as
did
well.
get a line break for that?
Yeah.
Did Dom Young get a line break assist for that?
He had to have, yeah.
Huge.
I know. So
Wild.
that bumped him from early 60s to his 94, whatever stupid bloody score he ended up on.
94 it was, yeah.
Yeah. So
No, 94.
again,
it was 94.
on the flip side, on the 49 minutes he played, which definitely pisses you off, so stop carrying on over there. If he comes out and plays his 49 minutes again and scores 50, well, I won't rush to get him in.
Fair. I'll tell you what I didn't anticipate when it came to Trey Mooney. Matty Croker looking like Bradley fucking Clyde out there the other night. That rocked me to my core. Any other front row forwards for anyone?
But with Mooney, the one thing, as a non-owner, very happy to see the minutes. Mate, he was freeing the arm. He was offloading. He had 3 offloads and trying to do it whenever possible. So that'll be my big watch on him. And I won't bring him in round 2, but if he sort of replicates and minutes might even bump up, then round 3, big chance I'll buy him.
Just another reminder to all of you out there as well, like round 1, that 94 for Mooney, it's fantastic, I'll take it, but it is the first score to roll out of his rolling average. So please just keep that in mind.
Yeah, to your point, if he scores 45, 50 this week, that's in there for 2 price changes.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. Okay, let's move to 2 RFs. I locked in 2 guys here. I locked in Dill Lucas. He scored a 73, essentially all in base. Very happy to have Dill. And Helam Lukey, 95. I assume we all have Lukey?
Yep.
Sweet. Am I the only one with Dill Lucas?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Any other back rowers for you boys?
What about the twins?
I don't have either of the Couchmans.
Oh.
Have you got?
I got Toby Catchman.
You got Toby. Now Ryan ended up scoring more, right?
I think it was like 72 and 70. I've got his 70.
Yeah, right. And he's notably cheaper, isn't he,
72
Ryan?
and 71. Ryan, I plugged him in like our cheapie article on site and spoke about him in podcast, just going like, he's a good footballer. They clearly like him a lot.
Yep.
But they named, with all the forwards they had on their bench and Flano's preference for these big forward rotation, mate, I just couldn't believe the minutes that he got.
Yes.
But didn't he, wasn't he
And
great?
there was no like injury or anything for that, was there?
He came on and pretty close to stayed on. He might have come on and off at another point, but played big minutes. He's 235k, so he's 2RF only. Toby's dual 2RF front row forward, but yeah, Ryan, he's against a 1 week sample size, guys.
Yep.
Let's just ease up. I won't be buying him by round 2, but round 3, if he comes off the bench or whatever and plays similar minutes, he'll be a must.
Speaking of Dragons playing through the middle as well, I assume you spoke about it on Bloke the other day, but Damien Cook at his age to make 70 tackles in a game is fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
What a maniac.
It's
And
crazy.
the amount of shit conversations you had to have with that ref and he managed to keep his cool despite
best.
all that, incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, huge respect. to
And
Cookie.
there, mate, there was a great sign of like the change in the scoring systems, like 70 tackles. I know they played an extra 10 minutes, but
He
like
scored 100, 105 or something.
Yeah.
Crazy. He set up the first try as well, but it was off a kick, so it was only a try assist. So he still went, what's that, a fucking 90 something.
he had 60 tackles on the Fox system, 70 on the NRL system.
Okay, yeah, right.
Substantial
Gotcha.
change.
Yeah, that's enormous. Okay, 2 RFs, no one else to add in?
Not from Vegas.
No, I would like to make note of, though, Jermaine McEwen, about 65 minutes. So didn't score that well, thankfully. I reckon as they get sort of minutes back into him because he had that preseason niggle, every chance he's an 80-minute man, he will be a buy. Obviously, just not yet.
I think he had a few errors in that game too as well. I think he had 3 or 4. Yeah, anyway. Okay, let's move to halfbacks. Accountability corner. Atkinson is on my bench. I had a weird vibe. I reserved him. I'm not stoked about it.
What did he get?
Not many.
32.
32.
Oh,
not
that makes me
stoked
so
about it.
happy.
Yeah, I'm not. I think I don't know. What I do like from Atkinson, I think he had 70 touches of the football. He's involved. He's keen. I think long term it'll be okay. I thought against Kickout he defended fucking bravely too. I think that's where he got 31 of his 32 attacking stats. Sorry, doesn't matter for Supercoach. Longer boot than I realised as well. Good boot. Yeah, I didn't realise you had that about him. So yeah, Dan Atkinson, long term, I'm not overly concerned. Do I wish I hadn't played him as my reserve? The answer to that is yes.
Yeah, I didn't play because I'm not in a spud, but
Fuck, I wasn't sure what you were about to say then. That had me worried.
yeah.
Thought we were going to get a bit of Kuma in here.
Yeah,
I'd be very
I'll
worried.
be honest, you were close. I sort of rescued myself of the what we can and can't say in the big smoke.
Yeah,
but
that was huge.
yeah,
Okay.
that's saved. Daniel Atkinson.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, good. Rattled. I didn't think he looked that good, but I'm reserving my judgment based on the Doggies' defence is exceptional.
Yeah.
Tired of field in Vegas. Let's just let him get back to Aussie turf and see how he goes. But yeah, and again, the fact that the Dragons absolutely could have won that game, you're not going to chop and change. Well, I'd say you're not going to chop and change halves too quickly, but with Flano, who knows?
Yeah, I don't think they will. If I walked away from this game and he had 45 touches of the football and we weren't sure if it was Flano's or his team, I thought it was very evident the other night it's his football team. I think he's got too much talent not to come up with some attacking stats at some
Yeah,
point.
I think he'll be all right.
Yeah. Matty, you an Atkinson man?
Nope.
Sanders.
Huge.
5'8". No one.
Nope.
Nah.
CTW, I had a 5'8" in my CTWs. I had Jackson Purdue. I vice-captained him when he moved to fullback. Your boy got very hot and heavy. He didn't do too much. He scored 42, so I'm not over the moon with that.
He did all his work when he was fullback. That's the only time the Cowboys look good.
Thank you, Matthew. Yes. It wasn't great. It could have been worse, but it wasn't great. 42, sure. I've also locked in Setu 2, who came out with a 62. Would have been great if I played him instead of Purdue.
How do you feel about Purdue? Score aside.
Honestly, it means I have to be somewhat invested in the Cowboys, which I don't love based on the early signs. Yeah, I've sort of backed in a gut feel. I just love this guy, but I'm very nervous about the Cowboys.
Oh, yeah.
I
know.
I know Drinky had a rib. I get it, but I just... By the way, I saw Drinky walking around LAX airport this morning. I think my man went out and partied after. He was in a world of hurt.
Good on him.
He deserves 2 weeks off, Drinky. Yeah, I'm not feeling great about Purdue, if I'm completely honest with you guys. And I like to be honest with my friends.
Yeah, appreciate that, mate.
Yeah.
Tommy Chester, did you grab him?
I haven't got to fullbacks yet.
I also had Setu 2, and mate, I had Critter.
Oh, yeah, nice.
He was all right, 68, cracking try assist. 14 runs, so...
Did they take stats off the other night for missed field goals? Did you notice that by any chance? I'm not sure if they did. They usually do, don't they?
If they did, no one from any team would have scored a point.
Yeah, well, of course, the 2 guys in my draft team, Atkinson and fucking Val Holmes, kept sharing failed drop goal attempts. But I'm not sure if they actually lost points for. I had a 1 drop goal attempt he missed, but he kicked it to Kiraz, who was the guy I was versing out him as captain, and he made a line break off it. I was like, this is a nightmare in Golden
Mate,
Bay.
that's
This is a train wreck.
bit going on with the scoring. Not in a negative way, just like a adjustment period.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Even
trying
like
to
after the
work
game, how they were like, they should be all locked in within 3 hours. I was sitting there post game and wait for the game to lock, and I'm trying to just send out the social media post of the scores and all that. Oh my goodness, it changed every like 30 seconds. Just things
really?
chopping and changing. Yeah. It eventually got there. Then I'm pretty sure there was changes the next morning as well.
I thought there was the next morning
Yeah,
too.
so I'm like, okay. Anyway,
Yeah.
watch this space.
Matty,
Yeah.
who have you locked in?
I had a pretty good freaking couple games in Vegas. So I played 2 only because I was scared. I was just like, he's playing. Like, who knows what could happen on Tuesday? I'm just going to play him because there's so many cheapies. So I'm glad I did. I also had Critter. I also had...
I hate that logic worked out for you, but anyway. Yeah.
But like, it's like in cricket, right? Like, runs on the board. That's how I was thinking about it. I didn't want to leave anything to chance. So I'm glad it worked out. I had Critter and I also had Kiraz, which was a nice little win for me. He got
That's a huge win.
He got
Yeah.
99.
Yeah, he offloaded at will.
Yeah, nice. Great get.
How are we feeling about Critter? Pretty good, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that try assist where he schooled Val was so good. And the left edge, a little bit clunky, but completely new combination. Like Critter on the left, I love.
Yes.
Yeah, me
Mate,
too.
the amount they hit sort of kick out, and they'll get those shapes going. I feel good about it. I just, like anything, you need the attacking stats. Like he's not a base stat beast as such, like a lot of the other CT dubs, but I haven't bought him as a season keeper. I've bought him as a round 6-7 upgrade probably to Jacob Kiraz. So
Yeah.
just need to get through his work early. Got the buy in round 2, but yeah, not bad.
I don't know if you guys spoke about it on Bloke on Monday. I assume you did, but on that try that he set up, the play before that, they threw the ball to Critter as well.
Did the exact same thing.
It was a penalty off the scrum,
Yeah.
and he turned around and went scrum.
Yeah.
My ball.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Oh my goodness.
Not like he's going up against a rookie like a Tom Chester. He's going up against Val Holmes, and he was like, "Nah, my pill." Fucking weapon, Stephen Crichton. Okay, are we done with CTWs?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, let's move to fullback. I ended up with Tom Chester in my fullbacks. My logic is, in a couple of weeks' time, I will move him to a CTW, and then, or I'll work out what I'm going to do later. But I'll be honest. I'm coming to friends. To be honest, I got to halftime of the game and looked at my phone and was like, "Ugh, I don't love this." Now, last time I did that, you might remember, was I think 2 years ago in Las Vegas. I looked at my phone and went, "Oh, didn't get rid of Terrell May," and I was the only guy that had him, and he killed it. Now live, Terrell May 2 years ago when he was at the Roosters.
Yeah. It was terrible, wasn't it?
I got to be honest with you, and sometimes when you're at a game, where I was sitting up in the media section, so it was so fucking high, I couldn't really tell who was who. I didn't notice Tom Chester all game. But was it evident on the TV he was taking bulk hit ups?
He was that actual period when Drinkwater was off, when Purdue was playing fullback. That's when Tom Chester had a couple of mad runs.
Yeah, okay,
But
right.
to your point, like not really. I didn't sit there and
Not
go
62 points.
No,
worth.
like he had 18 runs, 16 of which were 8 metres plus for the 2 points. So like 18 runs from centre, 5 tackle busts, 19 tackles. He did nothing. And he got 62.
Well, mate, he was on 49 at full time.
I did think he played well.
Yeah, okay,
He not
right.
only played bad, just how easily he
I thought
accumulated
defensively he was pretty average. Is that fair or?
the Cowboys edge.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
One game, we'll see if he continues it. But I'd be lying if I don't think anyone's seen a lot of Tom Chester because he spent so much time injured in recent years. But
also, he's not a centre, is he? Like, is he even gonna keep his spot?
Well, he probably will for enough time. I think if you are a Tom Chester owner, the big plus is that Braden Burns, I believe it's a 2-week suspension.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Zach Labart's due back in round 3. It means that Burns won't be back until round 4. So at least you will get one price rise out of Tom Chester at minimum. And I guess the other beauty of Tom Chester is now, like, even if round 5 he goes back to the 6-man bench, I suppose even if he just gets on the field one more time, no matter what he gets, you'll still get a price rise, I would assume.
yeah. And
So-
honestly, even if by round 4 he does drop out, and if all going to plan, the Breakevens low, he's still only one injury or suspension away from another game, another price rise.
Yes, exactly right. Yeah. Any fullbacks for you guys, or did you guys pick actual fullbacks?
No, I picked up.
Yeah, I went with the fullback play.
Idiots. And no players in our flex, I assume, from that game?
No.
No. Okay. All right. That's good. Timmy,
Nathan.
anything else you want to go through, talk about? Anything I've forgotten?
What do we got? Well, we could talk about.
Oh, actually, I got something I want to talk about.
Go.
Okay. If you are a KP vice captainer, would you loop or not?
What score did he get?
116, I want to say.
I probably
Off the dome. I'm going to throw a couple of players at you and get your thoughts on them. KP 116, yes or no?
Yeah, I reckon I would.
Okay. If you are going to loop KP, we've already got Macassini, don't we? Yep. So that's probably an easy option. Okay. What about if you are what if you're a Helam Lukey guy and you're at 95?
Nah, I don't think. I'm looking at Payne Haas going, could do 80 points in his sleep.
Yep.
Add any attack to that, and he could be 120 in his sleep. Who am I dropping as a result of all this? I mean, you could look at the other side and go, what if Payne Haas gets injured? But I don't know. I wouldn't go sub 100.
Okay.
Would you?
Kiraz 99. Kiraz 99, I'd have a seriously good look at. If you've already got Macassini and there's an easy guy there to do it with, I would have a serious look at Macassini.
If you've got the VC in him and you, for whatever reason, aren't a Payne Haas owner, I would have a look at it.
Yeah.
I just think Payne Haas is so easily locked with upside.
Yeah. Okay. Well, like I'm having a look at my CTW. Now that I've added Leo in, I'm going to have to play him or the Titans fella realistically.
Yeah.
So in that case, the Macassini in looks very appealing if I can take a 99.
Yeah, I guess if you're dropping a CT dub cheapie to do it at
Yeah.
this time of season, yeah, that adds a bit of merit to it.
Yeah, I think it's something to think about.
Yeah.
Okay. I assume no one is. Damien Cook 105. Does that do it for you? Have to be getting fucking close, surely.
Yeah, it's getting close. I mean, it's just subjective for every team, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Like every team's different, but good think about it. I think I'd still lean towards Payne Haas. He's playing Penrith, to be fair, but
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if that's a bad thing though. I reckon he'll play enormous minutes then.
good call because I don't see it not being a tight game, right?
I think it'll be very tight. I think they'll need the best out of Payne Haas.
Yeah.
I think Penrith are going to show up.
yeah,
Really.
like you'd nearly be more nervous if it was a you right there, Matty?
Hey,
All right.
listen, mate. Pull your fucking head in, all right? Throwing shit around the studio.
Where's
It's
Kat?
unbelievable. Where's Kat? We need her back.
I'll walk out.
Please don't. Yeah, I think I'd be more concerned if the Broncos. It's a great point you made. Like it happens from time to time. If it was a Titans or someone, and you go, "Oh, they could put a score on them," he probably does get an early shower.
Yeah.
Just don't think it'll happen against Penrith.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
So no, I wouldn't. I like the hash play, but yeah, I'd loot Pongers.
Any interest in Trell Mitt with that good matchup against Avarillo?
Nah, no.
No? Too funky for you?
I'll throw some units on him, but
No, he'll be getting units, know that.
he,
Might be getting an apartment block.
I just think there are so many. They have so many attacking weapons, the Bunnies, and I expect Latrell to be in the thick of it and go really well. But there are going to be games where Cody goes out there and just face balls across him to Alex Johnson or whoever the winger is, or he goes short to Fafita who crushes through, or they have some success on the right edge, whatever it might be. So it could all just go around him. Would you consider it?
Oh, I'll have a look at it, but I won't do it. Trell's locked into goal kick, right? There's no question marks there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd have a look at it, but I think I will go Payne Haas as the... I think it's too early to fuck around like that.
One of the big reasons I got Payne Haas was just to lock him in as skipper in the early stage of the season.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. I do get very excited when I see opportunities, but I don't think I'll do it. Did you have another topic you wanted to throw up?
One that I'm considering is because of all these gun CT dubs coming in.
Yeah.
I currently only own Macassini, Chester, and Setu 2. I'm like, I just feel like you've got Faamani there now. You've got Moses Leo. I just think it's pretty easy money that you're potentially passing up. So I'm thinking about dropping one of my CT dub guns for one of them, which will give me the kitty to go one of my mid-range fullbacks to a certain Walshy. And I don't mean James.
Grease Lightning.
Thinking about it strongly.
I like it. Matty, have you got any pods that are in your team as it stands right now, guys that are a little bit left field that have to come over the next few days? Same as you, Timmy. Is there anyone that's...
I've Taylor May, but I think I'm going to have to drop him.
You have Taylor, mate. Yeah, right, okay.
Yeah, I really wanted him, but there's too many good cheapies at centre.
I've got Cobbo and I'm having the same thought.
I'm thinking about Campbell Graham only because I think he's going to be a top try scorer for South this year.
Huge call.
But again, he's a centre, so it's just like... And I've already used 3 centre spots.
He's what? He's playing on the wing.
No, as in, sorry, CTW. As
Gotcha,
in
sorry.
my team,
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, I just dropped him for Moses Leo at the moment so that I could get Flegler in, is what I'm leaning towards at the moment. I've got Itero. I don't think he's a pod though, is he? He's pretty high ownership, isn't he? I've got him in my flex, Itero.
Is Suafar Longo a pod? Because I've got him.
Nah, he's been pretty high.
Oh, okay.
Itero is at
16%.
Okay.
That's heaps lower than I thought.
That's not bad. I've got him as my flex quando as it stands right now.
Iro.
Yeah. Who's your flex at the
Geez, you have some CT dubs in your team.
Yes, I do. Yes.
Because you've got Chester at
I've
fullback.
got Chester at fullback and I got Iro. Yeah. Who's your flex at the moment?
I've got Gray and I've got Farlongo. One of those.
So you got Keeney,
Yeah.
Jai, Sewer.
So now I'm looking at, do I go far along the old Gray to Walsh potentially? It looked like when Cheese went down that I probably couldn't do it because I'd upgrade to Marnie. But all of a sudden with all these CT dubs, I'm going, maybe I can get Reece Walsh.
Hey, under this new scoring system this year, what do you reckon will be the highest score? What do you reckon we'll see? Like a 170, 180, or do you think we can get closer to 200s?
I don't think it'll change that substantially because who are the blokes who go big every time? Fullbacks. And I just think they're going to lose try assists in those big blowouts where it's just going to go through the hands of a centre. So I think probably won't go bigger. I think you'll probably see the ceilings of forwards go up a little bit because these games where blokes make 60 tackles and they add 10 or 15 to their scoring, maybe bumps their ceiling up a little bit. But I don't know if it bumps the ceiling up too much of others elsewhere, but we'll see.
Interesting. Anything else to add?
All good, I think, mate.
I'm pretty tired. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's been a big few days. Make sure, guys, you go and join the Beers and Breakevens group on the SuperCoach app. $5,000 brought to you by Blue Wealth Property, I think for the third or fourth year in a row. Shout out to Tony, doing great things in LA at the moment as we speak, I think, enjoying himself. The code for that one, Timothy, I believe was... Sorry to put you on the spot without any warning.
Fast at what I do.
So I've heard.
Yeah, as soon as I said that, I'm like, he won't be able to help himself, will
No,
he?
he won't. No.
968952.
Excellent. Fantastic. We usually have a subscriber episode for Roo Crew and for SC Playbook subscribers. Today's just been too much for me, so we'll return
Roo
next
needs
week.
sleep.
Yeah.
I need Nurofen. Maddie's sick of both of us. We'll be back next week with the sub specials.
Yeah. Good note to finish on. Anything before we go, Matthew?
Yeah, I do have one quick question. On a scale from Shark Park to Ramonda Stadium, where does Ocean Protect Stadium fit?
Bang average. I think it might be worse than Ramondas.
Really? Because I don't mind that it's Ocean Protect because it's got the synergy with Sharks.
Yeah.
I reckon that gives it 1 point.
I think Ramondas is worse when you know what Ramondas
Yeah,
is.
isn't it a garbage
I think
thing?
it's a garbage sort of joint. Yeah. Garbage disposal or something.
I think it goes Shark Park and then Toyota Park and then a long way and then Toyota Stadium. Remember they changed it from Toyota Park to Toyota Stadium?
Yes, I do.
That was
vaguely remember
horrendous.
that. And then last year it was PointsBet Stadium.
Yeah.
And then, okay.
Remember at the hill, there used to just be this huge aerial tower thing just in the middle of the hill?
Yes, yeah, I do remember that.
I remember
actually,
it being on Rugby League too.
Yeah, it was too.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That's a good memory of you. That's good.
Maddie hates Raimundas, all of it so much. You hate that ground.
But
He's got
I
the biggest
will
gripe.
you will never catch me there. You will never,
Hate it.
unless I'm in a box or something.
Any opportunity to just throw it back on poor old Sharp
I
Park.
hate it. This is why. So once, there's a million reasons why. And I know you're tired, but they had this advertising flag there and it was like in the way of everyone on the hill because it was a sitting down family hill. And there was this like sponsor flag. I won't say the sponsor name, but there was a sponsor flag and they just would not move it and no one could see anything. It was, I hate it. You can't see.
What? Where was the flag? Like on the...
So at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah, right.
And it was just blocking everyone's view. And that was the final thing for me. Like there's been a million things wrong with that stadium. And that was the thing I'm like, I'm never coming back here.
What colour was the flag?
It was the same colours as the Lifesavers.
How'd the Bunnies go that night, Maddie?
They actually won.
Really?
Lockie Ilias' best game in the NRL.
Okay.
You know what? It was the same day we came back from our country tour. Remember we drove back. You and I drove back together.
From Tamworth?
I can't remember where.
Yeah, it's
Probably
Tamworth.
one of them.
Or
Yeah.
Wagga?
What brand is red and yellow?
McDonald's.
Oh,
Well, it's not McDonald's fault.
that's really dumb of me. God, I need to go to sleep. All right.
You are.
Thank you for
Rattles.
joining us once again. We will see you next week here on Beers and Breakevens.